After Election Day, stock markets reached record highs. There was a 1,500-point jump in the Dow after President Trump's win Wednesday morning. Now people are wondering what to expect. Is it time to invest? What's going to happen with inflation rates? Abby, well, you spoke with some financial experts today. What did you learn?
Hunter, yeah, they told me it is normal for stocks to fluctuate after an election, and particularly this year because the race was called early on. The certainty and predictability caused stocks to rise. But looking forward, there's really no way to actually know what will happen until Trump does take office and until he starts implementing new policies.
Everybody always wants an easy answer, right? If this team wins, what happens versus if that team happens, if the other team wins, what happens? It's never that easy.
Not easy, but because President-elect Donald Trump has been in the Oval Office before and won the election,
We know a little bit more what to expect.
some financial experts like Stephen Patterson and Craig Spanton says it could lead to stability in the stock market.
An absolute certainty at the end of the process was a relief for a lot of people.
And the stock market is up. All those things are sort of a relief that everybody's going, okay.
But many of Trump's proposed policies could have a major impact on how the economy works. So Patterson says the best thing to do now is to hold off on any big financial decisions.
We've got to wait and see what those actual policies are before making any decisions.
And he says it may be better to practice some patience.
I would recommend caution about making any kind of changes.
In terms of home buying and groceries, financial experts predict that some of the policies Trump wants to implement could lead to higher interest rates, which would lead to another increase in inflation and higher prices.
We'll begin to see how things shake out in about 6 months, and we'll get a good sense of where the economy is going to go from there.
Now, a surge in stock prices isn't uncommon when there's a new president either. Patterson says because there's so much buildup for an election, the stocks are happy when the waiting game is over.
The certainty of the election has got it excited, so the Dow is doing quite well, and the stock market's doing quite well.
But he says that doesn't mean this week's surge wasn't unique.
That the current jump in the stock market was the highest in 2 of the 3 indicators, going all the way back to 1980. So there is a considerable amount of exuberance going forward.
Spanton says for Idahoans who are curious, stay invested if you are.
If you're a long-term investor, definitely stay the course, definitely stay invested.
But he says don't make any big investments until you see what the markets continue to do.
Be very cautious, and before making any dramatic moves, be sure to talk to your investment advisor. The stock market is incredibly volatile.
And those I spoke with told me that there is, of course, risk attached any time that you do decide to invest, but it is good to wait this one out a little bit until Trump is in office for longer than just a couple of months.
Yeah, they mentioned that honeymoon phase being about 6 months, and then you might have a better tell. So thank you, Abby, for that.